Hello everyone, my name is Yogdog, and welcome to a new series on Terra Invicta. I'm not on my own today. I do have a special guest. I have Burnt Pies, who's one of my moderators, with me, and together we're going to be playing this game for the first time, and just seeing how it looks, basically. How are you doing, Burnt?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited to see the game, honestly. I've been playing Pavonis stuff since Long War 1.
So they're responsible for both Long War 1 and Long War... Are they responsible for Long War 2 as well?
I think they were, yeah.
But I think it's since been taken over by other independent modders since then, hasn't it? Like Long War The Chosen, I think, is a different group.
I think Long War of the Chosen was a third party, yeah.
So they have quite a history. I mean, Long War was immensely popular with the XCOM community, and it's quite the history they got to live up to with this game, I think. Because I remember playing Long War quite a lot early on. I haven't played it in recent years too much, but they did an excellent job overall, and hopefully they've done the same here. So the way this works is I'm recording this. I have control of everything. Burnt is watching via Discord, so she's just going to give me... she hasn't played it or anything. She doesn't know much about it. We're just going to be looking into the game for the first time and trying to work out what to do more than anything else. So without further ado, let's do a new game. So we are going to be playing with a modern scenario. There is a space warfare test scenario. I don't think that's going to be any time... I don't think that's going to be available when Terra Invicta launches. I think it's just the modern scenario. We're going to simulate the entire solar system, but there are options to have smaller ones. And you can choose how many factions you want. We're going to have 8, which is the maximum. And our faction is going to be the main one, the Resistance, although there are others: Humanity First, the Initiative, the Servants, the Protectorate, the Academy, and Project Exodus, which all have differing things to them. I don't know what those things are yet.
I think from what I've read, they have different goals. Some of them will be much more interested in just trying to colonize the solar system or making friends with the aliens when they show up.
Okay, so is it actually possible to make friends with the aliens, or...?
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see.
Not much of the game, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm really interested to see it. Oh no, the cat.
So I'm Kitty is best. I'm going to leave it on normal difficulty. I feel anything harder than normal is going to be probably a bit silly at the moment, and I don't want to play on cinematic, so we'll do normal. I'm also going to enable tutorial, which does require us to play the Resistance, so that's fine. Alright, let's get this show on the road. So I, before recording this video, loaded the game up and did like 5-10 minutes at some point messing through some menus a couple of days back, but that is literally my only experience with the game. And honestly, I've been very busy in the 2 days since then, so it's kind of all eluded my memory. But it'll be good to learn everything on stream, and hopefully it can serve as a little bit of a video tutorial for people moving forward as well. So I think the combat in this game isn't ground troops like it is with XCOM. It's naval combat, well, space combat. It's more similar to something like The Expanse or something than XCOM. So it'll be intriguing to see how that plays out. I guess a similar sort of game that came out relatively recently with that type of combat would be Nebulous Fleet Command. So I'll be interested to see how this stacks up. Okay,
we remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, Some of us saw wondrous possibility, and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Everyone loves heroes, depends on them, to save us from evil, lead us through darkness. Problem is, real heroes are always ignored. What no one understands is that being shot at is easy. The hard part is convincing someone they're drowning before it's too damn late.
Okay, so welcome to the tutorial for Terra Invicta. This is the beginning of a standard playthrough of the game at the difficulty you selected. The tutorial has two primary components which function independently of each other. Number one, a set of objectives to guide you through key aspects of gameplay. Some of these objectives may take years to accomplish. Specific steps to take to accomplish these objectives appear at the top of the screen. These will appear alongside your regular campaign objectives that move the story along. Number two, a description of various elements in the game's interface when you first open them. These will help you understand the various tools you have to complete your goals. In addition, many of the game's mechanics are described in detail in the codex, which can be opened by clicking the question mark box on many of the panels in-game. You may also reset the interface tutorial via the codex if you want to see it again. The campaign starts just before the first mission phase. To start playing, either run the clock using the controls in the top right corner of the screen, or hit continue on all of these notifications. So a UFO has crashed on Earth in the Srinagar region in India. The wreckage is unrecoverable, but we suspect an alien life form escaped into the surrounding countryside.
Greetings, Commander. I am pleased to report the Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Fiona Ayawade, your Chief of Staff. While most of the world is reacting with fascination at the arrival of an alien species on Earth, we represent a small group who believes the aliens' crash landing and disappearance may signify a potential threat. We intend to build an international organization capable of investigating and, if necessary, combating any danger aliens may pose.
So it's recommended we send a councillor to investigate the crash site in the Srinagar region as soon as possible. Other councillors may be best used in trying to gain influence in nations that may be able to contribute resources to our cause. You can review our objectives at any time by clicking our faction symbol on the top left corner of the screen. So I think that one will be here. So we can take that out, put that down again for the moment.
Our council is made up of some of the Earth's best and brightest. They are capable, connected, and standing by for your orders.
So council missions are the primary way to expand our reach on Earth. Twice a month the game will enter the mission phase, during which all factions will assign their councillors to missions. Missions may target nations, control points, space facilities, and other councillors. Missions will be resolved in a set sequence in the weeks between mission phases. Defensive missions will trigger before missions that are offensive in nature. While some missions are automatically successful, many are contested and require a success roll. So, where do we see our councillors? We got a council, we got a few solar system, go to Earth. I'm just going to click continue, I think, for the minute.
If we truly face the threat of invasion, we need to start organizing now. We are going to need global cooperation on a never-before-seen scale. I recommend we start tasking our councillors with gaining support in strategic positions of power across the globe.
So control points represent key nodes of political and economic power in a nation. They grant access to the nation's resources, control over its funding priorities, and in some cases, command of an army. Each nation has between 1 and 6 control points. The number corresponds with the size of the nation's economy. Initially, all control points are neutral, but expect all factions to target them early on in the campaign. Neutral control points may be acquired by the Gain Control Councilor mission, whilst the Purge mission seizes control points from other factions. Control points in more powerful nations will be harder to acquire in all cases. The rightmost control point in a nation, called the Executive Control Point, also grants access to the Set Policy mission, which allows initiating wars, forming alliances, and similar high-level national actions. Upon successful resolution of Control Nation mission, you will gain a control point in that nation. Okay.
Reports are still coming in, but it is clear that an alien object has crashed down on the planet. We should send a councillor to investigate the site as soon as possible.
So our first knowledge of the alien arrival came when its spacecraft aerobraked in our upper atmosphere before crashing down in a remote territory and apparently self-destructing. We should send a councillor to the site to learn what we can. So I'm going to just go quick continue through all of these, read them all out first. There might be a few more, and then I think we'll actually be able to deploy our councillors and so on. I think.
Let's see how it's how it wants to work.
Yeah. So we've got hopeful tips here. As you navigate in the UI for the first time, helpful tips will appear here. Click on them to receive guidance. So we've got the intro and we've got the councillor again.
Information about our currently selected councillor appears in the bottom right of the screen. Their available missions can be found in the bottom centre of the screen.
Okay, so this window shows the currently selected councillor. In addition to assigning them missions during the mission phase, you can select their portrait to open the councillor details screen to learn more about them. So Kimberly Christie, a diplomat, is one of our councillors. They're currently located in the United Kingdom, and seems like they're pretty good at diplomacy, persuasion, administration is pretty good, even espionage. So, missions. How do I do missions here? Also, you have traits. Indulgent. Spends lots of money on personal gratification. Ouch. They are ethical, though, at least. Connected. Government. Aware. So, select the council mission. So, do I have to... Doesn't let me click any of these. We can purchase orgs as well. Interesting.
Those seem to take a lot of the influence, which we, I think, only have 50 of according to the bar across the top.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be something we can do straight away. So we got National Security Agency, 10th Special Forces Group, the Gihaz El Mukhabarat, is that Egyptian, I think? Yeah, Cairo. The Camorra, the Golden Crescent Cartel, and the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. That's a really interesting mix. I wonder if there's others that become available over time. So if I... Whoops, let's go back to Council. So these are the two views. You got Earth, which we have the entire planet to look at. Use right click to actually scroll all over the place. And then we have the solar system, which has a lot of stuff there. That's quite a lot. That's going to be interesting to fight in. So I take it we can go to other planets eventually. Maybe even put a colony or two down there.
I imagine that later game we'll be looking at bases at the very least, if not colonies.
It's pretty cool that it simulates such a large amount of stellar objects. I can't think of any other game that does it like this.
Something like, I don't know, Aurora might do so, but yeah, it's not very common to see such a cluttered star system.
So yeah, can we click on all the individual asteroids? We can. And they all have different orbits as well. I wonder whether you can retask them to land on planets and stuff. Use them as orbital firepower. Let's not do it on Earth though, if it is ever a possibility. That would probably be a bad idea. So you can automatically swap between the two. If you scroll in or out enough, it'll take you between them. That's cool. Let's go back over here. So we want to go to our council. You're ready for assignment. How do we actually assign you? Core economic regions grant a bonus to the nation's economic priority. Okay. We do have an army in the region, the 1st Division. It's not controlled by any faction at the minute. So we have Miltech Information Age. Each 10th of a point Miltech represents a 10% improvement in combat capability. Public opinions, interesting. So this shows some of the various goals then. Escape the aliens, Project Exodus. Cooperate the Academy. Submit, appease. Destroy the aliens. I wonder how different the various games are going to be playstyle wise between the various factions.
Imagine when it kicks off like this, it'll be a scramble for influence no matter who you're playing, but late game I can definitely see submitting and resisting being a very different style.
So the thing I need to work out here is how to actually select the mission to form, click on an appropriate target in the geoscape. So let's get rid of all of this for the moment.
Yeah, I think the main target we've got is over in India, where the crashed spaceship was.
So we know there it is. So how do I assign someone to that? We have someone in India.
Where to?
Acknowledged.
So how did I do that there? So it's kind of just clicking. So I clicked on the mission to begin with.
At your service.
Or is it you click on the advisor or counselor and then right click? Target site suspected alien activity to learn more about their motives.
I'm here.
Okay.
And then we've got all those things along the bottom.
So the thing I'm wondering about is, I need to get rid of that, I think. I don't know exactly which mission to take here. Oh, you click on them, it'll allow you to investigate alien activity.
On the way to the target site.
Excellent.
Your orders?
Okay, so it seemed like you have to click on the advisor and everything first, and then choose for them to do stuff. So our other councillor, I can do public support in the nation for our cause. We can do a coup d'etat, interesting. And we can gain an open control point in a nation. Should we do that in India, Ben? Or should we do it elsewhere? India does have 5 slots.
What are the Indian people's beliefs like at the moment?
Where was it? So they're slightly behind now in the atomic age. Public opinion is 47% undecided, but that's actually quite a lot want to cooperate with the aliens. 28%.
It might be a better idea to try and find a reasonably sized country that actually agrees with our aims instead.
So China is 1%. The UK is 4%. So which colour is it we need? We need dark blue. That's light blue. The Benelux want to appease the aliens, as does Germany. Italy wants to cooperate. Whoa, holy crap, Poland. I don't think Poland's going to be helping us anytime soon. That's a large number. What about the Nordics? The Nordics want to submit to the aliens? Interesting. Except Norway, who wants to exterminate them.
Yeah, impressive.
USA?
Yeah, the US looks like they're most likely to agree with us.
So if I...
They are also going to be rather difficult to actually... Oh dear.
I don't think that's going to work, but I think we went wrong there. 1% chance.
Size of national economy 27.2. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we're bugging off more than you, and we need to find someone who isn't a superpower to approach.
Madagascar, maybe.
They are very well known for surviving plagues. So
They are. And we got a high success chance.
we do. They're not going to be very helpful for actually exerting any military power, but at the same time, we don't really need military power right now. This seems like a phase where we're just putting down roots anywhere. I
So
think Madagascar would work.
I think we're in agreement. Let's do that
Bringing them
one.
to our side.
Hopefully that rolls well for us. So I think that's both our councillors assigned. Can I recruit more? I can. It costs influence. It seems to be the better they are, the more influence they cost. And there's various types. You got politicians, rebels, operatives, celebrities, diplomats, executives, professors, and activists. The only one we could afford at the minute was the rebel, the operative, the professor, or the activist. I think we wait and save our influence. We don't know what we're going to need it for. And I feel having a stockpile would be more useful than just spending it all straight away when we don't know what's coming. So we can actually turn enemy councillors to our cause. That's pretty interesting. I'm going to confirm assignments. So that's our first objective complete. We have completed the assigned councillors to missions objective. Be able to assign your councillors to new missions at the beginning of each mission phase, which occurs weekly and will slow down to twice per month as the game progresses. Okay.
Our researchers are asking for your guidance in directing their efforts.
So research in Terra Invicta is divided into two categories: public research and faction engineering. All factions may contribute up to 3 simultaneous public research projects, which represent a global move forward in the understanding of broad scientific principles. The faction that contributes the most to a particular public research project selects the next public research project for the world to pursue. Faction engineering projects are conducted privately and typically confer a concrete benefit. Each faction distributes its research income amongst the public and private projects. Whilst putting all research into a single area may see it completed sooner, it will also forego many faction bonuses tied to particular areas of research. So we need to go to the research screen and change the priority settings of one of the public research or faction engineering projects by clicking on the cycle for a technology or project you wish to complete. So where is research? We've got nations, we've got hubs, fleets, research and development. So we have global research. We are not alone. Sociologists consider what the alien arrival means for human institutions. So it's a requirement for a bunch of texts. Publicize alien threat, clandestine cells. Interesting. Skywatch, the consolidation and advancement of aerospace surveillance systems. Allows all factions to track alien vessels and structures that are inside the orbit of Saturn. Immediately reveals all alien vessels and habitats within our detection range. And unlocks more techs as well. And mission to space, which again just seems to be a tech which you need to research for future benefits. Then finally, we have our own project here. It's a repeatable project, grants some influence when it's done. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the tech tree. Oh my! That's quite the tech tree.
Yeah, that's one heck of a tree.
Oh my god. Okay, well, that's quite deep.
I did see colony hubs in there, which is pretty good news for our hopes of space colonization.
We've got orbitals, settlement hubs, we can do missions to various places. Space commerce. Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. Fleet logistics, interplanetary polities. Climate change mitigation.
What's the accelerando at the bottom there? Just below climate change?
The economy priority increases per capita GDP in a nation by an additional 2%.
That's not as exciting as I was hoping.
Yeah, that one seems a little bit tame compared to some of the other stuff.
You know, I see acceleration and I think, oh, are we accelerating asteroids?
That would be nice. What else have we got? We've got space agriculture and all sorts. God, I don't even know where we start here. So, at the top one seems to be... So we're doing Skywatch, mission to space, and We're Not Alone, which are the initial basic techs. I think blue means they've already been researched, and we start with those.
No, I'd say the blue there probably means that they are available to research because we don't have a prerequisite that we have to research first.
Ah, good shout. I think you're right there. So we could do augmented reality, high energy lasers, photonic computing, sounds fun. Let's click the full tree because... So we've got other stuff up here as well. These ones look like we do have completed. Oh my god, that added that added even more. All the way up to Firestar Drive. I think this is the biggest Tetra I've ever seen in a video game.
This puts every other tech tree I've seen to shame. I'd say this is even more complicated than Path of Exile's skill tree, which is my previous
frame of reference.
Thing.
It just keeps going. Oh my god.
So most of these things seem to be very specific technologies, which probably means we don't need to get all of them. We just need to get whatever we particularly need for our fleet composition.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think we don't have spaceships or anything to begin with, so I feel it's going to be a case of just advancing our tech to the point where we can even create ships. I don't think at the minute we can even really easily detect other spaceships that crash yet, because Skywatch is needed for that.
I think Skywatch is only for space. I think crashed ships on Earth we should probably get warning about, but Skywatch would let us see if they're scouting out the inner solar system.
Well, I think that's going to be the end of this episode. That's quite the tech tree to end things on, and it does intrigue me as to exactly how long it would take a person to get through all those techs. But thank you very much for watching this episode of Terra Invicta, everyone. We will be doing more episodes moving forward. We've actually got the game about a week before it's due to release to the public, and I aim to have quite a few episodes out for release day. So thank you very, very much for watching, everyone, and putting up with me and Bernd just blabbering on about tech trees and so on. It's quite the spectacle. But, thanks very much for watching, everyone. Sorry, Bernd, what were you saying?
It really is. Even in this somewhat truncated version, it's an impressively big tech tree.
I do wonder how much of a dent we're going to be able to make into it in a week. Like, are we expected to get here, Ad Astra, or a bit further on, maybe Mission to Saturn or something like that? Or is it going to be we're still going to be stuck a little bit back here? It's so big, and I've got no reference as to how long it takes to research text or anything. So I'm very excited to see exactly how far we can get. But once again,
I imagine in the research window there will be something telling us how much we're getting per day in terms of research. So we can probably make estimations based on that, but that might even be that 1.1 lab bottles. 1.2 even.
So if that's what we're getting, our monthly income is 35.2. It's going to take us a year, maybe not a year, but like 8 months or so just to get Skywatch, for example. In fact, it will take over a year just to get We Are Not Alone, if that's accurate.
I imagine that research will speed up as we start gaining foothold in more places and start taking over labs and what have you.
I think so.
I did interrupt your sign-off there.
No, it's fine. It's astounding. It's kind of shocked me into thinking exactly how deep is this game. I knew it was going to be deep because of Long War, but first impressions. We haven't tried any of this yet, but that's a lot of content to work through just in terms of tech, and depending on how unique those techs are and they have an impact on the game, that's potentially a huge amount of replayability just here. But yeah, I will sign off for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.